Hello there, and welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Jacob, and thank you so much for attending this lecture on Pokemon biology. Joining me here in the classroom today is, of course, my wonderful teaching assistant, Mr. Curtis. Mr. Curtis, if you could please say hello to everybody.
Hello, class. It's me. It's Mr. Curtis. Please.
We know. He just said that.
I did ask him to introduce himself, I guess. Well, I did ask you just to say hello.
Yeah, so you don't need to introduce yourself again. Just say hi, because we know who you are, unfortunately.
Okay, whoa. Okay, I'm sensing a lot of hostility from you, student. All right, I'm the teaching assistant. All right, so I demand a little bit more respect from you. Okay.
Name, full name, and job position.
That's right.
He's just introducing every aspect of him. All things
tenure, but no pay.
All things that I did say previously.
Yeah, so we're just wasting time now. I love it.
Also joining us here in the classroom today is our young trainer in training, Corbin. Corbin, if you could please just say hello. You don't have to introduce yourself. Just make it short and sweet, like you are.
Oh, thank you. I'm short and sweet. That's very nice. Thank you.
Yeah, short and sweet.
Sup. What it is, what it do. Good to be here. Keep it short. Keep it sweet. Just like me. Good to be here, everybody.
Wow, that's amazing. In fact, I think this is the quickest intro we've ever done because I'm about to ask you guys what Pokemon we're learning about today.
Well, I've got the quick answer for you, Professor. It's of course Decidui.
Get it out. That's funny.
That's weird. It's weird. He was reading it off of his hand too. Like he couldn't remember the funny Pokemon that he says all the time.
Well, I have it written here to remind myself. Eventually, it's going to be right. Okay. If I just keep saying Decidui every time, eventually we will get to Decidui.
Hey, Mr. Curtis, what happens if the class ends before we get to Decidui?
Yeah, what if the principal cancels this class before?
Impossible.
What if he stops funding after the end of the Kanto Pokemon? What are you gonna do?
It's impossible. That would never happen.
What if you don't make it to the Decidui lesson, Mr. Curtis? I mean, what if
a meteor strikes the classroom and then we all die and then there's no more classes?
What if you specifically, Mr. Curtis, have a tragic accident that prevents us from...
Why are you winking at him? Are you going to assassinate
Mr.
Curtis?
I'm not winking.
Why didn't you tell me? I'd be all in. Come on.
Wow. Okay. No,
down with Curtis.
Happen.
Down with Curtis.
Let's
down
just
with
say
Curtis. Come on, students at home. Down with Curtis.
No.
Wow, I can hear him all across the world chanting.
Come on,
along
I know
with you.
at least one of the virtual students saying it with me in their car, in the middle of class, in their school.
Well, you only chanted it once.
Down with Curtis. Down with Curtis.
Where they should be saying it at their desk where they're studying this lesson at home like they're supposed to. You know,
you have such a great leadership personality, Corbin. Have you ever thought about running for class president? Is that something that you've done before? Because I can't remember.
That's funny.
Seems like
That's
a fake
funny.
laugh.
I will reclaim my throne as class president in a mere matter of about a month or so.
Maybe. Yeah, about a month or so. You want to take a guess at what Pokemon we're learning about today, Corbin?
Oh, it's Glisopod for sure.
No, it's not. That's weird. You seem so sure about that. But it's not. We're not learning.
Are we not? Is not Glisopod not Kanto?
No, Glisopod is absolutely not Kanto.
Oh.
I don't know. Can't know Glisopod in this Kanto region.
Hey, shut up.
Boy.
It's a hold on. Today is a normal type, right?
Yeah. Just a regular old normal type.
It's Stantler?
No.
Smeagol?
Oh, you mean Smeargle.
Smeargle.
No, we're not learning about Smeargle. Again, neither of those are Kanto, but
it's that one, Teddy Ursa.
Okay, hey, Mr. Curtis, you want to jump in here? Take a quick guess.
Well, I already did.
And
you told me it wasn't Decidui. So.
I know. Normally, you'd take a second guess.
Corbin
is just really just taking all the spotlight here.
Ursa Ring?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't want to waste any more of your time, Professor.
All right, so you're saying you don't know.
Slacking?
Well, I would say maybe Munchlax.
Ooh, very
Munchlax
close.
is a good one.
Very. It does have lax in the name.
Is it Snorlax?
It is Snorlax. Very good, Corbin. You needed
Hey.
to have your hand held
Professor-
the entire way.
Oh.
Professor, how are we doing Snorlax before Munchlax?
Well,
What is
makes
all
sense.
about?
Don't take it up with me. Take it up with the whoever orders the National Pokedex. All right, I just do it in order that I'm given, and Snorlax is next.
That's it. He doesn't break the status quo. He does exactly what he's told.
Well, I teach in a cohesive manner.
Yes.
If I were to jump around, then it'd be much harder to follow.
That's fair.
So if you are curious as to whether or not I will cover your favorite Pokemon, the answer is likely yes. Just and you will definitely be able to know exactly when I'm going to talk about it because there's a list. There's an actual list of what
Believe
each
it or
lesson
not.
is going to be. This is one of those few lessons where you never have to guess what the topic is going to be.
We're still gonna.
Right.
I
We
still
work
guarantee,
very hard to keep.
I still guarantee we're gonna get messages in Gmail say, when are you guys gonna get to insert Pokemon? Well, look at what number that is, and look at what number the most recent lesson is, and figure it out.
And then you'll find out.
look at how frequently we release lessons.
And then figure it out.
we will get there. Maybe.
If your favorite Pokemon is number 500, we will get there.
Well, okay, let's not promise that.
And 350 lessons.
Let's not promise we're gonna get to Embor. All right, Corbin.
Oh, that's Embor?
Yeah, 500.
500? Oh, okay. Yeah, no. I mean, hey, you never know. Funding keeps up.
If the
do
funding
it.
keeps up and dramatically increases.
Yes.
I've been listen, I've taken this class so many times now that there's no stopping this steamroller. Okay.
Well,
We will make it.
we'll keep going, but we won't be able to fund the recording of it all. It's very expensive, these devices.
Yeah, the recording is the expensive aspect of it.
And Portia, she's got a high day rate. Let's just say that.
Yeah. So your class really has to be doing well to to access the Porsche funds.
Exactly. So thanks for the support, guys, because we're still doing this.
Yeah, so far so good.
We're going all the way to Gold Dingo and beyond, so just be ready.
I am like 90% sure it's pronounced Golden Go.
Are you sure it's not Gold Dingo?
I'm not. I said I'm 90% sure it's Golden Go.
Okay, well, Professor, if that's how you say it's pronounced, then that's how it is. Because you is the boss, Professor.
I is the boss. And you know what the boss says right now?
What did boss say? What did boss say?
We gotta learn about Snorlax. That's what we have to do. That's what boss says.
Okay.
So this
all
is
right.
the part
Snorlax.
of the lesson where I ask you guys if you have seen a Snorlax before.
You know what? I have seen Mr. Curtis after a full meal.
Hey, whoa! All right, let's keep the Mr. Curtis references to a minimum if we can.
Get it, Mr. Curtis, because you're overweight.
Have I seen a Snorlax? No. Have I slept on a Snorlax? Absolutely.
But
Then
you
how
didn't
have you not
see
seen
it?
it?
I listen. If my eyes are closed, then his eyes are closed, and that means it's sleeping.
But how'd you
time.
get on to the Snorlax? You had to have seen it to get on top of it.
No. You just close your eyes and you just crawl up on top. And
I
you
don't know why.
You stay asleep.
Okay.
It's like
All
you're
right.
shielding your vision from a Snorlax. Like if you look upon it, your face will melt.
I'm not going to question it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to question
Well,
it.
you just want to get the Snorlax to stay asleep, so you got to stay asleep. So you got to keep your eyes closed.
True.
It's not hard for a Snorlax. The hard part is waking a Snorlax up.
Oh, yeah. No kidding.
Okay, so mixed results, and if we've seen one or not.
No, I am not.
Okay,
No.
so nobody here has seen a Snorlax. Mr. Curtis has felt a Snorlax, but never seen one. So I have a Snorlax here with me today.
Okay.
Let's all hug a corner of the room here, because these are all
big?
Alright.
these are very
all right.
large Pokemon. They will take up a lot of space.
Sure.
Okay,
of
let me
course.
just slide a couple of the desks out of the way.
All right, yeah.
here.
I'll move this one out of the way too. Okay.
Okay, that's good.
Okay,
And then
yeah.
we'll slide the projector board back. Okay, good.
Cool. All right, sounds
All right,
good.
so,
All right,
ready?
let's bring it out.
Okay, here I'm gonna throw it. Oh, hey, while it's in the air, Mr. Curtis, did you reinforce the school's this room's flooring, right?
I mean, it's got the strongest Spinnerack silt money could buy.
I
know
don't
if
think
gonna be
that's
enough.
gonna work.
Oh, then here's Snorlax.
Oh!
Yeah, that's a lot of floor damage.
Oh my
This is like the Doug Trio incident all over again.
Oh, it's like it is concaving that floor. Oh,
I can still hear the floorboards groaning under the massive weight.
Right,
of
but
Snorlax.
you can see how like spongy it is. See, the
Yeah,
initial
it's-
breakage happens, and then the webs kick in, and they just keep it.
Yeah,
right. It's like a trampoline. Well, I gotta say, hi Snorlax, you're very cute. He's not responding.
He's
he's
so
just-
Snorlax is asleep.
He didn't even make a sound when he came out. What's up with that? He's just hello. Hello?
Give him a good poke, and maybe that'll get a cry out of him.
Here.
No, you got it a little bit harder than that.
I don't want to smack his belly. That's rude.
Don't
Hey,
smack
be-
his
be
belly.
nice.
You have to ask permission to do that. He's got to consent to it. You can't just smack bellies.
Try tickling his armpit.
I am now going to tickle your armpit. If you do not want me to do it, say something. Okay.
That's
All right.
not. I don't think that's how consent works.
Gucci, 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 Gucci. Nothing.
Oh wow.
Not doing anything.
Okay, well maybe it'll wake up. Actually, I do have a couple of poffins here. Maybe that
No,
might
no.
entice.
I thought the way you wake up a Snorlax is some sort of instrument. Isn't it like a tambourine or something?
Oh well, Snorlaxes are they do love music.
Professor, just toss those poffins over here.
I can rap for it, and that can wake it up.
No. Everybody knows rap
Sleep
isn't
in
music.
the middle of class.
No, Corbin.
Oh, okay.
Bad Corbin.
All right, sorry.
You said you wanted these poffins, Mr. Curtis?
Yeah, if you just toss them over here, I'll grab them.
Okay.
Sure.
There you go, all yours, buddy.
Whoa! Did you see that?
Did he just grab that out of midair?
While asleep.
He didn't even move his head. He just grabbed them, and now he's okay. Now he's eating them. Okay, well, that was impressive. I don't know how he knew that was happening with his eyes closed. That's crazy. He's still not awake though. He's just still.
It's
Professor.
a six food sense.
Professor, when you told me that I would be seeing a Snorlax today, I assumed that also meant he would be seeing me.
Okay, well, that's a weird requirement that you have, Corbin. Now, I don't have a pokey flute with me, which is generally the instrument that you would use to wake up a Snorlax. However, I do have my pokey harpsichord down here.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have learned. I've been taking some night lessons on how to night classes on how to play the harpsichord.
Is that where you've been at night, Professor? When I come looking to do inventory and you're not in your house, it makes me very worried.
Why are you doing inventory in my house? You know what? I don't even want to touch it. So, all right, while I get out and tune my harpsichord, you guys go ahead and describe what the Snorlax looks like.
Big, blue, and white.
That's right.
I would say it's more of a bluish green. There's definitely some green in there.
Something like that.
Got some sharp claws on those toes.
I dare I say that this makes we talked about how rotund Charizard was back in the day. I gotta tell you, this makes Charizard look like a fit little thing, like a Machamp, because this is a biggin. This is
Like
a biggin.
it looks like a Charizard. Look like a Mega Evolved Charizard.
It looks like this thing ate 7 Charizards.
As we all know, is quote unquote physically fit, as the Pokedex entries like to say.
It is very, very, very big, and it's got these big old feet with little pad feet on the bottom and 3 claws. And honestly, it can't even reach its back. It's so big. I mean, I assume it's on its back right now.
Well, can you reach your back, Corbin?
Yeah. Of course I can.
Well, let's see it.
No, I don't need to perform.
I don't know, Professor. It doesn't seem like he can reach his back.
I only perform in Professor Mime's clown class. Okay, I don't do that here. All right.
Professor Mr. Mime.
Yes, Professor Mr. Mime. Excuse me. Yes.
PhD.
Yes.
That's pretty much all there is. He does have an underbite though. He's got 2 little fangs kind of coming up from the bottom of his mouth. It's kind of cute. And then he's got 2 big old ears. Love that. And he's got like I think 5 claws on each little hand. It's not really a hand. There's no segmented part of his arm. It's just a nub with claws.
It really looks like they're just kind of made for splitting open real hard food, maybe.
Sure, yeah. And Arceus only knows if it has a tail because I cannot see it. It is sleeping on one.
It's
sleeping
always on its butt.
It's on its butt. So, and that's it. That's Snorlax in a nutshell.
That is, Snorlax does have a pretty simple, morphology. It's pretty cut and dry.
Ooh, you could say that again, Professor.
I'm not. But what I do have, I did get my Poke Harpsichord all tuned up and ready to go.
All right.
So
I love a good plucky harpsichord. Thank you, Professor.
I'm gonna play out a tune real quick and see if we can't wake this big boy up.
Okay, here we go. Ooh, not bad. Okay. All right, Professor.
It's so beautiful.
Thank you. I guess these lessons have been paying off. Oh, wait. Snorlax is waking up. Oh, it's interested in the music. I'll keep playing.
He's waking up. Hey, what's going on? Whoa, what? Oh, he's falling over on his front. Move. Oh, no, he just broke my desk.
It's okay. Were you even really using it, Corbin?
I use it every day, and now it's got. Oh, now the other side of the classroom is just completely broken.
That's okay. Well, Snorlax is falling asleep. I'll put the Poke Harpsichord away so he doesn't wake up again.
That's smart idea.
So we should probably move on with the lesson. Do we want to give this Snorlax a name?
He is a big boy. We need something with alliteration with a B. How about Ben?
Ben. Yeah, because he was
Ben. Okay. All right.
Call him Big Ben. BB, what's up?
Big Ben.
BB.
Yes, very good. Big Ben. Big Ben the Snorlax. I think that's pretty good. All right, Ben. Time to get back into the Pokeball.
Bye, Ben. I'll miss you. You almost crushed me to death. I survived a Venusaur crushing me. I don't think I would have survived the Snorlax. I gotta tell you.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I survived a Venusaur crushing, and all I got was this T-shirt.
That's a good T-shirt idea.
That was
I like that one.
idea that I just came up with as you were.
I like that.
Saying that. All right, let's read these Pokedex entries. Okay, unless there's any complaints, of course.
No,
I've never complained once in this class. Go ahead.
Yeah, why would you start now? Starting off in the Kanto region, the first entry says, very lazy, just eats and sleeps. As its rotund bulk builds, it becomes steadily more slothful.
Okay, all right. I mean, yeah.
Now, Professor, what does it mean to be slothful or like a sloth? I'm not familiar with that Pokemon.
It's a shortening of slack off. Yeah. Okay. Because it's a mouthful to say slack off full.
Right. Naturally, yes.
That makes sense.
Thank you. Yeah, of course it does. The next entry says, will eat anything, even if the food happens to be a little moldy. It never gets an upset stomach.
Can't relate.
Yeah, so anything. This is
so can eat the spiciest, curry dish ever, and it just doesn't care.
It could eat the sun.
Well,
the sun is a thing.
Oh, it says
anything.
It says any food.
It could eat the vacuum of space.
Well,
no.
The absence,
no. It says
absence of nothing in space.
And it doesn't even. It doesn't just say it can eat anything. It says it has the gall, the audacity to say will eat anything.
It will.
It will.
It may not want to, but it can.
No, will. It will eat it. So that's just as the inevitable heat death of the universe is coming, surely, so is the time when Snorlax will have eaten everything.
Oh, you know what? Maybe that's how the universe will end.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was about to say, forget a big explosion. Snorlax is just going to eat everything and then go back to sleep.
Yes.
And then look upon the ruin that he has wrought. All right, anyways, the last entry in the Kanto region says, a lazy Pokemon that gets continually fatter by sticking to a cycle of eating and sleeping, awake only when it eats.
What a nice life.
I know. And that's the thing, like, how come we can't be like that? How come humans can't be like that?
We are cursed with consciousness.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Yes. Cursed.
You know what?
I like that.
You know what? That's actually pretty good.
And then it's just Corbin, like, shrugging.
Oh, well.
Cursed with consciousness. All right, that does it for the Kanto region. Moving on to the Johto region. Actually, wait. There is one more Kanto region entry.
Hold up, Corbin.
I'm holding.
Reel it back. I know you already wrote Johto region on your notes. Go ahead and just slide that down.
I can't. I don't have my entire desk is gone. I'm just sitting here on a chair.
Okay, so you don't take notes anyways. So this one says, again, still in the Kanto region. It is not satisfied unless it eats over 880 pounds of food every day. When it is done eating, it goes promptly to sleep.
Oh, wow.
So, and by the way, the average weight of a Snorlax is 1,014 pounds.
Yeah, no, I would have died. I'm glad I moved.
So it's eating almost its entire body weight.
It's eating almost its entire body weight every day. Every day.
That is insane. I mean, where does it go to eat that much food in one sitting?
Well, the
What
thing is,
eating?
well, it will eat anything. Is the thing, Corbin. So like we have to eat, things that are generally considered food, like
Yes.
like berries or rat-a-tat meat. But Snorlax could eat a tree, or could eat the bricks on a house, or like
Sure.
a propane tank. It could eat anything. It could eat anything.
Yeah.
So anything that's within, gripping distance is
Gripping
food.
distance, and that can fit down its gullet.
Exactly. All right, that does it for the Kanto region. Moving on to the Johto region. The first entry says, what sounds like its cry may actually be its snores or the rumblings of its hungry belly.
I see. Okay, all right.
Yeah, so,
Yes.
I mean, have we ever really heard a Snorlax cry, or is it just its rumbling tumbly?
It could just be its intestines.
Could just be it's the gas is flowing through its intestines. Yo, I don't want to get too crass here in this lesson, but like
No, let's.
a Snorlax fart, I mean, come on.
Oh, that's gotta be.
It's gotta be rank.
You just made all the 8-year-olds laugh on that one. Nice. Nice.
Oh, are you getting real high and mighty, 10-year-old Corbin over some
Hey,
8-year-olds?
hey.
You think
Listen,
you're better
I'm
than
mature.
all the 8-year-olds, Corbin?
8-year-old
That
me
was
would
you
have-
2 years ago.
8-year-old me would have laughed his butt off at that.
Yeah,
but
but
now,
now you're mature.
I can't even imagine laughing at something so silly. It's funny because it's fat and it farts.
Okay, Corbin. All right. Bring it down.
I'm
Bring
sorry.
it down.
It wasn't
I'm
that
sorry.
funny. It was more. It was a little less of a joke and more of an honest, like scientific question, right? Like, I mean, come on, it eats anything, moldy food. Like, you know that's mixing into some just awful smells in there.
Some concoction in that belly.
Yeah,
Ooh.
he still thinks it's funny.
Anyways.
Okay.
Very good.
All right. The next entry in the Johto region says, its stomach's digestive juices can dissolve any kind of poison. It can even eat things off the ground.
Well, so can I, but that doesn't mean I'm a Snorlax.
Yeah, even Corbin could do that.
Yeah, I eat stuff off the ground all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, and he doesn't have a Pokedex entry written about him.
Yeah, I wouldn't have brought dinner home for my family if I didn't eat off the ground.
Oh, okay, well, that's very sad.
That was just last night. It's not all the time.
Wow. All right. Well, that's the last time I steal your plates.
What? Sorry?
You eat off of the ground because you don't have plates?
Well, yeah, sure. We'll say that.
Sure, that's
Yeah.
what I was going for.
Listen, like I said, times are hard.
Times are hard.
At the Corbin household.
They had to sell their plates for more hat making material.
Yeah, no one buys them, so here we are.
All right.
Right.
The last entry in the Johto region says, this Pokemon's stomach is so strong, even eating moldy or rotten food will not affect it.
What about spoiled food?
I think that's the same thing as rotten.
What about food that's gone bad?
That's same thing.
I would say that falls into the spoiled category.
Again.
What
once
about
again.
Hear me out. What about stinky food?
No, it refuses to eat stinky food.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding. Of course it does eat stinky food.
What about lava? Can't eat lava.
It says, well,
Oh, it says it will
can
eat
it
anything.
eat lava?
It will eat it. That doesn't mean it won't destroy it from the inside out.
Wow. I mean, that's true. It will eat it. Honestly, that is a good point. It says it will eat anything. It doesn't say it will survive eating anything.
Right. So it's so gluttonous that it'll eat anything, but it won't survive it.
to its own ruin.
Yes, an observation by the trainer in training, Mr. Corbin here.
Very good. Well, not a mister.
Senior.
Young child Corbin.
Well,
That's right. Student Corbin, someone may say.
Class
Trainer
president.
in training Corbin.
Sweet baby boy Corbin.
that's what my mom calls me, but the class president, if you will.
The former class
So
president.
Corbin will be known going forward only as Sweet Baby Boy Corbin.
No. That's just something my mother
So
calls
if you
me.
have if you want to
guys-
Gmail, send us a Gmail.
No.
and you wanna
Don't
address
do
it
that.
to
No,
Corbin,
guys, if you start, you
make
start calling me
sure-
that, no, don't do that.
Every time you address
No.
Corbin in an email.
No,
Sweet Baby Boy Corbin. There it is.
Sweet baby boy.
guys, if you care about me, you will not do that. That's really embarrassing, and I'm gonna get really embarrassed, and all my friends are gonna make fun of me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, guys. Definitely. Hear how much he's talking about how he doesn't want that. Definitely don't
Yeah,
do it. Wink.
Definitely don't.
That's what I'm saying.
Baby.
Don't do it. Now,
Don't
listen
call
to them.
sweet baby boy Corbin sweet baby boy Corbin.
Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
do that.
Don't do
No.
it. Listen to them, please. They're being serious here.
Yeah, definitely are. All right. Let's move on to the Hoenn region. The first and I think the only entry here says Snorlax's typical day consists of nothing more than eating and sleeping. It is such a docile Pokemon that there are children who use its expansive belly as a place to play.
Oh, fun little.
Or take naps like me.
Right? Are you a child though?
Are you a child?
No, of course not.
Okay, so the children are playing and the Mr. Curtises are sleeping.
Unlike, some quasi 8-year-olds in this classroom.
I'm 10. Thanks.
Just looking at you, Mr.
Are you 10 though? Because would a 10-year-old have the nickname Sweet Baby Boy?
Sweet baby boy Corbin.
I mean, yeah, I think so. Why are you guys trying to make it seem like being a child is an insult? At least I'm youthful.
You're the one that started this.
No, Curtis is looking at me saying, "Oh, at least I'm not a little kid like him." I'm like, "Yeah, I've got my whole future ahead of me. I'm youthful." What about you, Mr. Curtis? Huh? What are you, like 60?
Yeah, you may be youthful, but Mr. Curtis is useful.
Hey, that's mean.
Give or take a few dozen decimal points. But yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, which way did the decimal points go?
Yeah, which way?
Good question.
Wait. He said give or take a few decimal points, so he's just throwing decimal points in
So
there.
he's 0.6 years old.
Mr. Curtis's age is like an IP address.
number decimal number decimal number decimal.
Yes, that is how an IP address goes, Mr. Curtis. All right, let's move on to the Sinnoh region. Its stomach can digest any kind of food, even if it happens to be moldy or rotten. Now, it does specifically state food here. So, I mean, like a trash can. Like, what defines a food, right? Is it something
Anything
that's
that's
edible to
edible.
us?
No, to it.
Well, anything is edible to it.
Well, okay, so food, this is written by humans. So anything that is considered food written down by human hands, then, typing it, then that means it's edible to humans. So it's saying it can eat any kind of human food.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really I can also digest any kind of food. Like, that's not a really impressive thing.
I mean, but yeah, you can't really digest moldy or rotten food. Not well. Not without getting sick.
That is fair. That is a fair observation, Corey.
Right. Thank you.
You know what? I'll give you this one.
A gold star?
But that's it.
A gold star?
No, I'm not giving you. Did I say gold star?
You said this one.
No, and
I
I'm
thought you
taking
meant-
it away. I'm taking it away. You don't get it anymore.
My baggie of gold stars is over here, Corbin. I don't know what you're talking
Can
about.
I have one? I made a good observation.
No.
He did make a good observation.
The professor does sound convincing.
I mean, but was it a good observation about bug type Pokemon or Spinarak?
I don't know. Let the professor decide what to do, not you.
I don't know, but I got the baggie of gold stars over here.
Everybody gets detention.
What? No! I didn't do anything.
That is what I have decided.
There you
Tired
go.
of it.
All
You
right.
too, Mr. Curtis.
What?
Everybody
I get to-
listening, everybody, all the virtual students from home, you all get detention too.
I get to chaperone detention, right?
God, that's even worse.
I get to. I mean, it's still punishment for me because I have to spend extra time, with Corbin. But,
Hey, watch
I'm
it.
overseeing the detention.
This is our way of forcing everybody to attend his study sessions.
Oh, no, I'm not doing it.
Midweek study sessions in the library.
No, I'm not going. I'm not going to detention. Sorry. Not
All
this
right,
time.
so you know what? I think I've been a little bit heavy-handed with my detention ruling.
I agree.
So I'm going to scale back on that a little bit. Only half of the virtual students get detention.
There you go.
So you
And
decide
and-
amongst yourselves who has
okay.
detention.
The
and
other
who
half
doesn't.
has to come the next week, right?
No.
No. Then they're off scot free.
And I'm free to go, and I get a gold star.
No, you
Sounds
do
good.
you do also definitely have detention. Okay, the next entry here says, it stops eating only to sleep. It doesn't feel full unless it eats nearly 900 pounds a day.
Oh.
Again, so we're ever increasing its or approaching its body weight
Mm-hmm.
and in pounds that it eats a day.
That's so much food.
That is a lot of food. Like, it's hard to imagine, honestly, that amount of food. Think about like how much 1 pound of like beef is. Like, that's a meal,
That is a meal. That's
right?
plenty.
That's multiple meals.
Sure.
Now multiply that by 900.
sure.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
That's a lot, yeah.
Well, I feel like 900 pounds of beef is very different than 900 pounds of like lettuce. You know what I mean? Like, that's like it's probably putting away, more herbage. It's easier to eat more weight of that. It's cleaner. It's easier.
If you've got a pound of herbage and a pound of meat on either sides of a scale, which one's heavier?
No, they're the same amount. I'm just saying it's going to be easier to eat the herbage. It's going to be less filling. There's less protein there. It's a lot. You're not going to feel as like bloated and full if you have a pound of lettuce.
But there's a lot more volume, right?
So what you're saying is the meat's heavier.
No.
But if it's heavier, that means that it's like...
Aha! That's a trick question, Corbin.
No, I
got
didn't
you.
fall for it.
No,
What are you
it's
It's
talking
a
meat
about?
pound of herbage and a pound of meat. They're the same weight.
I didn't. Okay, I didn't. Everybody heard that, right?
If the meat is more dense, right?
Yeah.
Then it takes up less space in the belly.
And it's harder to digest and stuff,
Not for a Snorlax.
I guess.
I don't know. I think the fibrous material in most herbage would be harder to digest than most meat. But hey, that's just in my opinion.
Hardier to digest,
That's right.
as Mr. Curtis says. Okay. The next entry here in the Sinnoh region. Man, Sinnoh had 3 separate entries. That's pretty impressive.
Nice.
When its belly is full, it becomes too lethargic to even lift a finger, so it's safe to bounce on its belly. I mean, let's look at the word safe here. I think you could still definitely like break an arm if you fall off or something, but like it's not gonna like swipe at you or anything.
Right.
Right.
So jump at your own risk is what I would say.
Yeah, I would agree.
All right, that does it for the Sinnoh region. Nothing for Unova, nothing for Kalos. What else is new? Moving on to the Alola region. Its stomach is said to be incomparably strong. Woo! Even Muck's poison is nothing more than a hint of spice on Snorlax's tongue.
Wow. And Muck can like kill anything with its poison, right?
Yeah, I mean, we have a real rock and a hard place scenario. It can kill anything, but Snorlax can eat anything. So one of them is lying, and one of them is telling the truth.
Or they're both right, and maybe when a Snorlax eats a Muck, that's how the universe ends.
Yeah,
Oh.
please never let a Snorlax eat a Muck.
Something to think about.
It tears a rift open in space time
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
to where Giratina lives.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
the
Distortion world, yeah.
distortion. Yeah, that's what it's called, dude. I love it when that's where all the rock bands come from, right? Because of all this distortion that they have on there. They have to turn their amps. Thanks,
good,
guys.
that's
Thanks for laughing at that. It really made me feel good.
Sure, yeah.
So something that I don't think we mentioned this before, or maybe we did, but what's something that Snorlax is missing that might make it a lot easier to eat a Muck?
Straw.
No. The fact that it's missing makes it easier for Snorlax to eat a Muck. Not saying if it had it, it would be easier. Since it
okay.
doesn't have this thing, it is easier to eat a Muck.
Gag reflex.
Can't
Oh,
say
that's
that.
a good one.
It probably doesn't, which I guess is true. Not what I was looking for.
I was gonna say dignity, but
That's fair.
I think
that's a good one.
gag reflex is even better.
Okay, I mean, I guess these are. I mean, I definitely don't think that Snorlaxes have a lot of dignity.
I'm sorry, is there a right answer, or is this kind of like a creative discussion?
I was going for a nose. It doesn't
Standards?
have a nose.
Oh, okay, all right, that's even better. Yeah.
Well, then how does it taste if it doesn't have a nose?
Well, you can taste things like with your tongue. I mean, sure, the nose is smell is an important part of taste, but I don't really think Snorlax cares about the taste that much.
If it'll eat anything, it's going to eat the good tasting stuff and the bad tasting stuff.
Yeah,
so.
Probably.
So my hypothesis is that Snorlax doesn't taste things. All right, I'm here. No, nobody is complaining about that one. Nobody is.
No, I could.
No, it
see that.
doesn't.
I could see that.
Okay, so we all agree Snorlax does not taste anything.
Sure. Yeah, let's agree.
Okay, great. Okay, the next entry in the Alola region says it eats nearly 900 pounds of food every day. It starts nodding off while eating and continues to eat even while it's asleep. And we saw that. We saw it eat some food while it slept.
Yeah.
The next entry in the Alola region says it doesn't do anything other than eat and sleep. When prompted to make a serious effort, though, it apparently displays awesome power.
Whoa. What is that? Like fighting power?
I guess. I mean, strength, maybe.
Agility.
Well, agility is not really a damaging move. It's more of a stat increase.
That's right.
Well, I guess.
It's not, it's just, it doesn't want to do anything, but if you make it mad, then it's got to pull out all the stops.
Oh, it will mess you up.
Yeah, it says when prompted to make a serious effort. I don't know how you can, make a Snorlax really do anything. Maybe you just
You can ask it politely.
You just take all of its food away, and then it will fight. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. If it doesn't have any food within reach, it'll go crazy, right?
I don't know. I can't really confirm or deny that one, Corbin.
I could see it.
Okay, the last entry in the Alola region says it has no interest in anything other than eating. Even if you climb up on its stomach while it's napping, it doesn't seem to mind at all.
No, can attest. Does not mind.
Can confirm, Curtis?
Yes, I have slept on many a Snorlax bellies. You just don't want to look at it, so just keep your eyes closed.
Oh, okay, all right.
Why don't you want to look at it?
Because as soon as you look at it, then it will wake up.
That's not true.
That's not true.
Don't listen
That
to
is not.
Mr. Curtis.
No, that is not true at all. You are dumb.
It's some kind of weird folk tale that's been passed down through generations of Mr. Curtis's family. It's not true.
Okay, all right. If you say so, Professor.
I do say so. All right, nothing new in the Galar region. We do have something here from the Hisui region, though.
Ooh.
It says, this glutton appears in villages without warning and devours the entirety of their rice granaries. Such occurrences have long been counted among the gravest of disasters.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, Snorlax is a pretty devastating force in the ancient world.
Wow.
Well, if you think about it, all your food getting eaten up out of nowhere, that's pretty bad.
That's not good. Yeah. Damaging.
You don't want that to happen before wintertime.
Or any time, honestly. But, and right before wintertime is when the Snorlaxes get the hungriest.
Right.
Sure.
Okay, we do have something here from the Lentil region as well. It says, after eating roughly its own weight in food, Snorlax develops a truly king-sized belly. It doesn't seem to mind if smaller Pokemon decide to use its belly as a bed. So it's chill. It's a chill dude.
So yeah, not just people or kids can play on it. It's also
Teaching assistants.
Other Pokemon.
It's Mother Nature's bed, Snorlax.
Sure, yeah.
If you think about it. Okay, we have a lot of unique entries to read, so let's get going on them.
Okay.
Thank you, please do, Professor.
So this first one is it's interesting. It's been separated into different categories. They all come from Ash's Pokedex, and so the first one is just basically Snorlax. It says Snorlax, a sleeping Pokemon. Snorlax wakes only to eat. Okay, pretty basic.
Okay.
The next one is on Snorlax's weight. It says, Snorlax is the heaviest species of all known Pokemon. I'm not sure that's true.
I don't know about that now.
I don't know about that. With some weighing more than 1,000 pounds.
Whoa. I mean, that's big, but I'm sure at the time this was registered. That may have been the case, but
yeah,
pretty sure a Wailord's more.
How much does a Wailord weigh? I'm sorry, this is important to know.
It's more than 1,000 pounds. I promise you
You
that.
think it's okay? So Corbin is betting more than 1,000 pounds. Mr. Curtis, what do you want to bet?
I'd bet serious cash on that if I had any.
I would say 1,001 pounds.
Oh, screw off, Mr. Curtis. Don't do that. Don't be that. Don't be that guy.
1,001.
Yes.
All
He's
right.
gonna say under 1,000.
Final answer.
He says under 1,000. I say over.
Mr. Curtis, do you say under 1,000 or are you saying 1,001?
No, I think saying 1,001 and above is
I
kind
know.
of
Well, I say 1,000 and
kind of bad for Corbin. So
1,000.
I'll do under 1,000.
1,002 and above for me.
I'll do below 1,000.
Okay.
I'll do below.
I
1,000.
think Corbin is
I'll-
above 1,000.
I'll be
Okay.
I'll go back to that.
Wailord weighs. Insert drum roll here. Thank you. 877 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Let's go.
So maybe Snorlax is the heaviest Pokemon.
Go. Hey, can we say gold star for Mr. Curtis? today?
You hand out the gold stars, so
Give it to
Oh,
yourself.
look,
That's
I've already given myself one.
that's
Great
like
job. Hey,
that's insider trading. You can't do
see,
that.
look at this, Corbin. This is how you touch your own back. You can pat yourself on the back.
Oh,
see?
okay, yeah. I could do that too, Mr. Curtis. I just
And
don't
you
want
could
to
do
right
you
now.
could do both hands.
Stop
in the
it,
same
you're-
spot, just like this.
you're making him jealous.
Dude, why does your arm bend that way? Okay, that's not fair. That he could give himself a gold star, and he can't give me one. I made a good
I
observation.
mean,
earlier. I deserve one.
can give you one. He just doesn't want
Well,
to.
I would like one, and I'd like you to command him to give me one.
By the way, Groudon does weigh 2,000 pounds.
Okay.
okay.
So okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Also, Groudon is just ground type.
Yeah,
Huh.
I knew that.
You
Thought
know,
also had some fire in there.
if Snorlax weighs
Snorlax.
a little over
Just
1,000,
One Snorlax. One
One
Snorlax,
Snorlax,
please.
if Snorlax weighs a little over 1,000 pounds, and then it eats like 800 to 900 pounds of food, it's basically gonna weigh the weight of one Groudon.
I don't think that's how that works, but okay.
Well, yeah. See, if that were the okay, you know what? I have a that's a thought provoking question, Mr. Curtis. But let's save it for later, because we do have a couple more entries
Please.
here to read. So this is still on the Ashes Pokedex collection right now. This one is specifically on Snorlax's diet. Snorlax's hunger isn't satisfied until it consumes 900 pounds of food. Then it goes back to sleep.
So that's all one
Boom.
sitting then. It just finds it consumes 900 pounds, and then it just goes back to bed.
However long that may take, which it probably takes a while.
Sure, yeah, it's slow.
I mean, like, does it have? And it has to do that like once a day, right?
Oh, yeah, that's a lot.
Okay. So the next one also comes to us from Ash's Pokedex. It says Snorlax, the sleeping Pokemon. Snorlax isn't satisfied unless it eats 900 pounds of food a day. Once it is full, it promptly goes back to sleep. So like, that's pretty much the same thing. It was what his previous Pokedex entry said. So I don't know why he needed that again. This next one, this next one comes to us from May's Pokedex, and it is exactly the same thing. So I'm not going to read it.
Yep.
Great work, May. The next one comes to us from Dawn's Pokedex.
My princess. Sorry.
Okay.
Corbin's
now.
Muse.
Oh.
Snorlax, the sleeping Pokemon, and the evolved form of Munchlax. It can eat 400 pounds of food before feeling full.
Huh.
Now
Okay.
400.
Yes. So
So
it doesn't
it
feel
eats until it's-
it doesn't feel satisfied until it eats 900 pounds of food, but it doesn't feel anything until around 400 pounds of food.
Yeah, sometimes I don't feel anything either. Sorry, but yeah, I know, I get that. Like, that's so 400 pounds is the threshold to start feeling full. So like from 400 to 800 pounds of food, it's full. It's just gorging.
Yeah, it's really packing
Nice.
on the extra weight.
Nice, good observation, sweetie. I mean, Dawn.
That's
Okay.
it's weird.
Calm down over there, Corbin. All right.
This person's never met you before.
I think we met.
You think?
In my dream, I think. Was that
Okay.
real? I don't know.
Hard
I don't
to
think
tell.
Sure, we'll meet someday.
Dawn has another entry here. It says Snorlax, the sleeping Pokemon. Snorlax becomes much too lazy to lift even a finger when it has a full belly, which then makes it safe to bounce upon.
Nice. We'd love to bounce on that.
All right, we got another entry here. We got to keep going. It comes to us from Serena's Pokedex. Snorlax, a sleeping Pokemon. After eating its fill, Snorlax is too sleepy to move. Small children sometimes play on its belly.
Man, I gotta give that a try. I'm missing out. All the other kids are doing it.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you gotta find one first.
Yep.
The last unique entry comes to us from Go's Rotom phone. It says Snorlax, the sleeping Pokemon, a normal type. Snorlax eats over 800 pounds of food every day. Technically correct. Not very specific, but technically correct. As it begins to eat, it falls asleep, and it sleeps while it eats. That's a fun sentence.
Hey.
Its average height is a bit less than 7 feet. Now, is that like from toe to like head,
Or butt to belly.
or from like back to like top of belly?
Butt to belly while it's laying down. I feel like it's 7 feet high. Butt to belly looked way more than 7. When it was laying down in the classroom, I could tell you, butt to belly, way higher than 7 feet.
So you think 7 feet tall, 10 feet wide?
Yeah, at least 10.
Okay. All right. So that does it for the unique entries on Snorlax, but we're not done yet because Snorlax has a Gigantamax form.
Oh, hey!
Yeah,
All right.
So I have
All
some
right,
handouts.
so good thing we're on a Gigantamax energy site.
I don't think that's what they're called, but
Yeah, that's not
I
it.
think they're
That's
called
not.
power source. Power
It's called a
spots?
power source, dummy.
power source.
Wait, hold on, no. We that thing barely fit in the classroom as it is. We're not Gigantamaxing that Snorlax in the classroom, right? We'll all die.
Yeah, the principal did take away our Gigantamaxing privileges after the Gengar incident.
Can't imagine why.
That's a good point. Yeah.
What happened there again? I kind of blacked out. I have trouble remembering that.
Well, you almost passed on to the other life. We'll put it as that.
One might say.
So I just have some handouts here. So here's one for you,
okay.
Corbin.
All right,
Here's one for you,
cool.
Mr. Curtis.
Whoa!
Thank you.
Professor, I think
It's
I
a
got the
little
wrong
bit-
handout. I got the wrong handout. Sorry, this is a Torterra.
Well, no, I
Sorry.
can understand the confusion as this Pokemon does also have a tree growing on it.
This just looks like a mountain. Like it's just what's the name of the mountain?
The mountain? Mountain Silver?
Mount Silver,
Okay.
Mr. Curtis. Come on.
And look, it looks just like Mount Silver.
I would
That's
say
what
it
this is
doesn't.
right
I
here.
would say it looks more like a small hill.
Mount Silver is very icy at the top. Okay,
is
that's
pretty
not
icy.
that's like a hill.
Yeah, so it kind of looks like a hill with a nifty little path going through its belly.
Sure.
And it's got like foliage and bushes and trees and stuff all growing on it.
Mm-hmm.
And the tree even has like berries growing on it too.
Weird.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
crazy.
wonder if a Snorlax could grow its own food on its belly.
It looks like it can here.
Well, if it has access to Gigantamax energy.
That's true.
All right, so let's read these entries. It comes to us from the Galar region. The first entry says, Gigantamax energy has affected stray seeds and even pebbles that got stuck to Snorlax, making them grow to a huge size.
Oh, okay. So Snorlax's growing energy passes on to the inanimate objects that are stuck to it.
Yeah, yes, the Gigantamax energy, as it were.
Okay, so it's like everything in the vicinity is like attaching to it.
So the little tree on its belly, is that like just already like a little twig that's growing on its belly? And it
Yes.
just got that much bigger?
Yeah, so it already has stuff stuck to it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, like a big magnet.
What?
Like a big magnet. Everything's just attached to it.
Not everything, just some things got stuck to it while it was laying down.
Right, like a magnet.
You know, if that helps you, Corbin, sure.
It does. I'm gonna write that down in my notes, but my desk is gone.
I don't think trees are magnetic, just saying.
Well,
That's why I said like, Mr. Curtis, like a magnet.
It's an
not
analogy.
is a magnet. Yeah, it's an
a-
analogy. Mr. Curtis, read a book.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
all right, the last entry on Gigantamax Snorlax says, terrifyingly strong.
Ah!
Yeah, I know, it's so scary. This Pokemon is the size of a mountain and moves about as much as one as well. Tee-hee. It doesn't say tee-hee, but I figured it pretty much did. A real good goof. So, before we move on to my favorite part of the lesson, and I'm sure what is everybody's favorite part of the lesson, I do have a student essay here.
Oh,
Hey.
Yes. It comes to us from Soul. So thank you very much, Soul. Is that it is a
Thank you.
impressive essay. I'll say that. All right. It's Snorlax, the sleepy Pokemon. Snorlax is a large, rotund Pokemon that would tower over any trainer when standing upright. Armed with a powerful jaw and weighing up to 2,000 pounds, Snorlax would truly be a formidable presence on the battlefield. That is, if it ever woke up.
That's a lie. It's only 800 pounds.
Actually, it is 1,000 pounds is the average.
Well, yeah, it can get up to 1,000. So 2,000. Sorry, Soul.
That is a good point. Maybe there's an outlying case that we don't know of where it says maybe what Soul is saying is that it
with the food
it weighs 1,000 pounds, but
with the food.
But then it eats around 1,000 pounds of food a day, and then it can get up to 2,000 pounds.
Kind of like Mr. Curtis said earlier, yeah.
Exactly what I was talking about earlier. See, so Soul and I are on the same wavelength.
Okay. These slow-moving Pokemon are often found in forests and mountains, lounging atop flat rocks or sitting below trees. Opening its eyes exclusively to eat and traveling only out of necessity, one Snorlax might stay in the same location for up to a month before moving on. Snorlax requires over 900 pounds of food a day to stay satisfied, swallowing any small bugs that are unfortunate enough to cross its path. But because of Snorlax's constant hunger, one might think that they would be a difficult Pokemon to take care of. However, a strong stomach and powerful throat muscles allow this Pokemon to eat almost anything. I think you're taking some liberties on the throat muscles there.
Right. No gag reflex, though.
Not confirmed. It is by no means picky and will consume anything from expired food to rancid garbage contentedly. In some cases, more experienced Snorlaxes have been observed to eat the poison that Muck excretes with little to no difficulty. To put that in perspective, the stench of Muck's body alone is usually enough to knock crowds off of their feet. The extent of Snorlax's talents begin to stretch even further when it comes to sleep. Snorlax is a very vivid dreamer, and even in REM sleep is able to snatch up any food within arm's reach.
Yep, saw that.
See, that's what happened when Professor tried to toss me the poffins earlier.
You saw that.
Mm-hmm.
When brought into a home, the Pokemon has been described as docile and tender, allowing young children to bounce atop its cream-colored belly with little to no protest.
I want to own a home large enough to house a Snorlax.
Right?
Like that.
Man, could you imagine?
Yeah, it's too busy being filled with webs.
Well, and, other breeding equipment. Jeez, come on now.
Breeding equipment. I don't like that.
What does that mean?
I don't want to know. After interviewing a trainer with a Snorlax in Saffron City, we also learned that it, quote, may accidentally put your arm into its mouth and quickly releases it once it realizes you are not a tasty snack.
So it can taste.
End quote. I guess. Again, this seems like hearsay to me, not confirmed fact, so I don't know if I trust that one.
Oh, come on, Soul.
In appearance, Snorlax has a short fur covering the entirety of its body, blue on its back, arms, and legs, with a cream-colored accents on the face and stomach. Snorlax is easy to spot in its natural habitat, although no predators dared to approach a Snorlax with intent on hurting it, as one false move could end in suffocation after being crushed by its enormous bulk.
Ooh, no kidding.
Sound familiar, Corbin?
My life did flash before my eyes, I'll tell you.
Very, very short life.
Yes.
The only Pokemon that Snorlax has a consistent rivalry with is Slacking, another slow-moving creature that flies into a rage whenever it does not get enough food. A battle between the two would end in a Slacking being pummeled, as they are uncomfortable with fighting and tend to move out of the way. So you heard it here first, folks. Snorlax could beat up a Slacking in a fight.
Love it. Love to hear it.
That is not to say that they are pushovers, as a Snorlax without a full stomach becomes one of the most dangerous beings to mankind.
Ooh, tell me about it. Hangry much?
In ancient texts, there have been many accounts of hungry Snorlax running into villages and devouring granaries. leveling cities to the ground and causing a ripple of famine to run throughout entire civilizations. Because of this, Snorlax became a highly respected and feared member of the ecosystem, causing the majority of ancient people to carry food with them while hunting or traveling, for the sole purpose of appeasing any hungry Snorlax that might be heading towards their homes.
Makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense. Confirmed? I don't know. And finally, the last paragraph here says, Snorlax is also in possession of a Gigantamax form. When exposed to the particles left by Eternatus in the Galar region, it grows to over 200 times its normal size. And
200, dang, that's a lot.
I'm sorry, 20 times its normal size.
Oh, that sounds better.
Okay.
And thanks for not directly contradicting me there, Corbin.
I would never.
Also here, it's specifically in the Saffron City Learning Center. It can also do that because, of course, we do have a power.
We do have a power source.
Power
yes,
source
underneath the school.
The small seeds and berry residue that it has collected over the years also gain a large boost in power, causing entire trees to sprout from beneath Snorlax's skin. They are still wholly unbothered by this, but make sure to bring some food with you whenever traveling to Galar's battle stadiums.
From under the skin or on the top of the belly?
Top of the belly, right?
I mean, yeah, it definitely is on top. It's not inside the Snorlax's skin. I guess maybe it could be. Maybe it's like underneath its fat folds is what Soul is trying to say.
Ooh.
Oh, I
Love
see. In the ripples.
Yummy.
They're ripples. Second time we've said ripples in this essay. They are still wholly unbothered. Oh, I already said that. Whenever Gigantamax Snorlax hits the field, it's sure to be a very long fight. Or a very short one, depending on, I feel like the Gigantamax Snorlax could probably do some gnarly damage.
Sure.
All right, so...
If it just knocks down the arena, then it just wins by default. That's how it works, right?
Or it's ejected from they're disqualified from the competition.
Oh yeah, you won't want that to happen.
Excessive damage.
Better hope that stadium is big enough; it could destroy the whole thing.
I'm pretty sure most stadiums in the Galar region are Snorlax tested at this point. So
Right,
that would make sense.
Snorlax, yeah.
Yeah.
They specialize in giant Pokemon. I hope they can handle a gigantic Snorlax.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the essay, Soul. It was very, very well done. You, of course, get extra credit. Mr. Curtis, where are we on the gold star?
See, but there was no mention of Spinarak.
Shut up.
Or bug type Pokemon. I don't know, Professor. Is this really coming across as gold star material to you?
I mean, I would definitely give it a gold star. It's a lot of work put into this.
Okay, I'll give it a listen. I'll give you one. You know what? I'll give you this gold star. This one I gave myself earlier today. I'll give that one to you.
Okay.
Wow, you're giving Soul your personal gold star.
Wow.
Oh well,
My goodness,
they're all
the
my
highest,
personal gold.
The highest of praises, the one that was bequeathed upon you.
Wow.
Well, see, they're all my gold stars, but I just didn't want to. I don't want to give them, a fresh gold star.
Okay.
I just I'll give them this one I've already pulled out of the package today. It's already out of the package.
A dirty used.
Wow. A hand me down, if you will.
With the adhesive barely sticking to anything anymore.
Oh well, trust me. If I'm good at anything, it's keeping things sticky. So don't worry. There's plenty of adhesive on it.
And that's a Mr. Curtis promise.
That's right. It's plenty sticky. Okay. But next time, class, if you want a fresh, clean, pristine gold star, then you know what you have to do. I'm just saying.
Kiss butt.
Don't force our students to talk about bug Pokemon. Nobody cares about bug Pokemon. Nobody wants to talk about bug Pokemon.
Yeah, nobody cares, Mr. Curtis. Shut up. This isn't your class.
But we gotta move forward. I'm glad that Soul sent in an essay because that's very important to the assignment that we're doing today. Because we are also doing
a poem.
an essay question.
Oh. You sure we can't do a quiz, Professor?
A poem, perhaps, maybe?
Well, this is kind of like a quiz.
Okay.
If you really think
good.
about it.
I'm glad Soul was here to give us a good example then.
Excellent work, Soul. It's like they knew. They knew we were going to do this.
Good work.
So in case you don't know, an essay question is, I will ask a kind of an open-ended question that doesn't really have a correct answer to it. It's just something that I feel like the Pokedex entries didn't quite cover. And the students will flex their knowledge on Snorlax and try to come up with a reasonable answer. Reasonable, Mr. Curtis. So I don't want to hear any
I've got a real
Snorlaxes
reasonable one
or-
for this one.
I don't want to hear any Snorlaxes or hot air balloons or descendants from moon monsters, all right?
Okay, all right, sure.
Yeah, nothing stupid.
All right. The question is, how does Snorlax burn all the calories it consumes? Right? Because like if it eats its body weight every single day, pretty much.
Sure.
Right? And it would be growing exponentially in size if it wasn't burning off all that fat, right? Those calories. So take your time, use what you know about Snorlax, and let's see if you can come up with some good answers.
Sure.
Okay. So it looks like I see both pencils have been laid softly upon the table, so I assume that means that you are both ready.
Not my table. It's gone. I wrote on the ground.
Okay, the ground table.
I'm ready,
is the same
Professor.
thing. Well, now you're slamming it very hard, so okay. All right, so Corbin, if you could please read your essay first.
Sure. And again, the essay is, how does the Snorlax burn all the calories it consumes? So the obvious answer, right, would seem to be what we talked about earlier, which is, it's got to burn, we mentioned it earlier on in the lesson that like it's got to stand up, it's got to walk around, and it's got to find a whole bunch of food to eat. I disagree with that. That's not where the calories are burning, because, we said, it can eat anything. It, eats a whole bunch of stuff, and it has to walk around to find all this food. That is not the case. If a Snorlax is in the forest, which they mostly do stay in the forest.
And nobody's around to hear it.
Okay, no, that's not what I'm talking about. No, if a Snorlax is in the forest, an average tree weighs 3 to 5 tons. That is more than enough of its daily limit. So theoretically, Snorlax does not have to travel a lot in order to get the number of food or the amount of the poundage of food that it needs in a day.
It just eats half a tree.
Right, it could just eat half a tree and then go back to bed. Like, you eat half a tree right next to it. It doesn't have to wander the mountain. All right, so I say that is not how it burns calories. I say because it has so much food in its body to break down, its body is constantly working overtime. Because when we eat, we're still burning calories. When we sleep, when we're resting on the couch, we're still burning calories. But because of the exuberant amount of the tons of food it has to have, tons theoretically, it doesn't actually have tons. It has like less than 1,000 a day. But like because
pretty
of
close to 1,000 though.
Pretty close to 1,000, but because of all that food, its body is working overtime. So one of the reasons it's resting, that I theorize, is not simply because of laziness, like the Pokedex says. I think it needs to, because its body is constantly working. It's like the equivalent of like you're working out, and then you have to take a rest afterwards when it's over, just to like regain your strength and your stamina, whatever. I think it's kind of like that. I think it needs to rest because its body is constantly working to break that down. The easiest thing for it to do is to just sleep. I would argue that it takes so much work for it to stand up and walk over and to eat something or to battle, that it could almost be in pain. So, because it's just overexerting itself, especially when it has to eat unconventional stuff to break down. Like I said, a tree, right? A tree is probably going to be a little bit harder for the body and the stomach and the intestines to break down than like a whole bunch of pothins. So that's going to take longer, which means the body has to work overtime. And we know it eats anything near it. And they hang out in the forest. So, again, in summation, the TLDR, because it has to break down so much food, and because it's unorthodox food, its body is working very, very hard and burning a ton of calories in order to do that. I rest my case.
So the breaking down of food is what's burning all the calories itself.
Yeah, the breaking down of the large amount of food is what's causing the calorie burn. Yes.
The non-typically edible food.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
I
real.
see. Okay.
It's a real
The amount and the type.
Self-causing problem, I guess. Then it needs to eat so much because the food that it eats is difficult to digest, and therefore its body has to work super hard to digest it.
Right, and then it just keeps going around and around the cycle, and obviously those Snorlax that live in the wild are going to be more susceptible to burning more calories because they're eating more unconventional food as opposed to ones living in the city or with trainers that are eating poffins and good meals. Because easier to break down, I think.
I can't imagine trying to feed just the poffin prices nowadays. Trying to feed your
bad.
Snorlax.
Yeah.
Forget it. Mm-hmm.
Forget about it.
Okay.
At least my colony of Pokemon can catch their own food. So
We don't care.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it is starting to become a pretty big problem in the forests outside of Saffron City, but yeah, that's an issue for another day. Mr.
Sure.
Curtis, if you could please read your essay.
Sure. All right. Well, thank you, Corbin, for supplying your answer that's wrong, but don't worry, because this is a trick question anyway. Uh-oh. Snorlax doesn't actually need to burn anything after it eats. All of the quote-unquote food that it eats instantly gets transported dimensionally to a connected colony of mucks.
Okay.
Now,
all right.
This is why muck poison or anything rotten that it eats doesn't bother Snorlax. See, Snorlax and muck are actually the same Pokemon, and Snorlax is really just the mouth extension to provide the raw matter that forms the body mass of muck. As muck slimes around, losing goo as it goes, it awakens its Snorlax extension to consume and replenish the lost mass. Snorlax's so-called powerful digestive juices are actually just another name for the acidic slime of muck. And that's also why Snorlax sleeps, because it's deactivated and unbothered by the world. And it stays that way as to not burn calories needed by the remaining muck bodies. Snorlax is nothing more than a family-friendly, lovable, and approachable face to the otherwise disgusting blob monster that is muck. I rest my case.
What?
I feel like my soul left my body.
I feel like there's, not nearly enough evidence to support food teleportation in Snorlax's belly. It still is really fat.
Well, I ask you, it eats its entire body weight in weight of food. Where does it go? And
That's
then
what
also,
I was asking you. You can't ask me that.
And then, that's where my answer. It goes to the mucks, and it provides them with the raw material they need to continue sliming around.
I basically brought up an additional question to Mr. Curtis's answer, and you said, "Well, you do it then."
And then that is why that solves two questions.
Wow, two questions. Well, I guess you deserve extra credit then. Geez.
Oh, thank you.
No,
wanted one
absolutely
answer.
not. No way.
Sorry, wait, what was the second question that it answered? I'm sorry.
Well, where does all Snorlax's food go? And second of all, where does all the slime that muck's made out of come from?
I thought it came from the moon. Didn't it come from moon X-rays?
I think so.
No, well, no,
Maybe.
not moon. No, not moon X-rays.
You don't
turning
know.
into slime. No,
You don't know.
I'm pretty sure the Pokedex entries do mention moon X-rays.
that's just poppycock. This makes much more sense.
Yeah, that's poppycock. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Like,
So who won, Professor? Who won?
There's no winning. What are you talking about?
Who got a better?
I'm hoisted by my own petard here and saying that there's no wrong answers. So I give you guys points. And you know what? Even though Mr. Curtis's answer is questionable, it's still a lot of fun. And that's sometimes really all you can ask for in these lessons.
Thank you, Professor. I'm glad I could be here.
Mine's insightful. His is fun. I think I should get a gold star for my efforts.
No, this is not gold star worthy. You're doing basic classwork.
No, come on.
You're doing the bare minimum.
Ugh.
Okay. All right, students. So that does it on today's lesson on Snorlax. And before we wrap up the lesson, I have something very, very important to announce.
Sure.
Uh-oh.
So, as if you have been paying attention to the syllabus and the National Pokedex, you know that we are very rapidly approaching Dratini. It's not the next lesson, but we are getting closer to Dratini. And so I have secured a Dratini from a good friend of mine. You may have heard of him. I guess he's kind of famous in some circles. Lance. Have you heard of a Lance?
The Dragon Master? Oh!
Yeah, I guess Dragon Master, I guess is his...
Lance the I'm such a
Corbin,
fan.
Please. Hey, his dragons can't fly too well when they fly into a web, okay?
Shut up, Mr. Curtis. Be quiet.
That.
Oh my god, are we going to meet... Oh, am I going to meet Lance? This is the greatest day of my life.
Maybe, potentially, because we are going to take a very short field trip to Cinnabar Island, which is where Lance has his summer home. So we can get a look at his Dratini. It should be very quick. It shouldn't take that long. Hopefully, we can get back before we have to before our next lesson.
But wait. So we're gonna look at Dratini. Oh, we're gonna pick up the Dratini and bring it back, or we're gonna have the Dratini lesson early. What's happening?
We are gonna pick up the Dratini and bring it back.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, we're having Dratini next. Are we just going out of order now? Is Decidueye the week after? Like, what's going on?
So yes, be prepared for that field trip. Make sure you get your slips and your signatures from your parents. I expect one from Mr. Mime, Corbin.
Why?
Because he's your dad.
No, we've been over this. He's not my dad.
It's got to be signed by both parents.
Well, one's gone and the other one is busy at work, but I will get my mom to sign it when she has time. Yes.
Okay. All right. So be prepared for that. Does anybody know, in the meantime, what Pokemon we'll be learning about next week?
Dratini, you just said it. We're going to be getting Dratini and learning about it at Cinnabar.
No, we are going to acquire the Dratini, so we have it for the lesson, which is not next. I also said that.
Okay.
So it's not Dratini. Any other guesses?
Well, it has to be Decidueye at this point.
Shut up.
I'm getting the feel of flying.
Shut up.
And
Nope.
wings.
Every gold star, I'm going to take your bag if you keep talking. I'm going to take your bag. I will fight you for it.
Good. Hey, you know what? Come give it a try. It's going in my pocket now.
He's threatening a child. Can you help Professor Step in?
Professor. Who's Professor Steppen?
You, Professor, step in.
Oh, step in. Well, okay. Nobody's answered my question, so I'm just going to answer it. We're learning about Articuno next week.
Oh, the legendary.
Yes.
The
now,
ice one?
the ice one, as Mr. Curtis refers to it. So we have learned about a legendary Pokemon before, and not just a legendary Pokemon, the legendary Pokemon.
Weedle?
Yes.
Arcanine.
Arcanine. Yes.
I was close.
But this is Articuno is the first legendary, widely accepted legendary Pokemon that we'll be talking about. So
wow, the first legendary in the Pokedex.
Don't get your hopes up. I don't have an Articuno, so
okay.
The chances of us seeing an Articuno.
I thought you had every Pokemon.
Now I thought we had one for the last iteration of this class, or maybe I'm misremembering.
No, remember we got popsicles in the shapes of Articunos.
Oh,
yeah. So
right.
I know it was very convincing.
Are we doing that next week in class here?
Maybe we can get popsicles on our way back from Lance's summer home.
Sure.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm down.
But anyways, that's going to do it for today's lesson. If you need to get into contact with me, the professor, you can do so on Gengar Mail, on Twitter, on Discord, on Patreon. So many different ways to do that. If you do, by the way, they're all in our description. If you want to throw your hat into the ring for student class president, please send us a Gengar mail with class president in the subject line. That would make it so much easier for us. But yeah, leave us a rating on Spotify and Flavel podcasts, and tell your friends.
Tell them.
Tell them, please. We beg you.
Corbin, please. This is a class.
Sorry.
Yes. So until next time, class is dismissed.
Welcome to the World of Pokemon is a part of the Pokecasters Network.